Welcome, everybody, to Generation Dan, the only podcast that's aged like wine, cheese, and cheese again. I'm Atlas Novack. I'm your millennial. Who else is here with me?
I'm Dino the Genetic Marvel, and I apparently started with the outro, and that's on me. I apparently, technology has escaped me, and our guest is...
I'm Jim the Baby Boomer.
It's Jim Eaton. Welcome back, Jim.
Yes. Yeah, good to hear. Good to see you guys. Yeah, in fact, I should start walking around in diapers because I am a real baby boomer that way.
I mean, why not?
Like Baby Huey. I think it's a good idea.
I mean, have you started stealing batteries randomly? I feel like that's also like you're just like, yeah.
Well, since the Radio Shack closed and you don't have the battery club of the month anymore, you got to steal batteries because there's no. You used to be able to get one free battery a month from Radio Shack. Now we don't have that. That's the real anger behind the baby boom generation.
We're out of 9 volts. What are we gonna do now?
I mean,
will be chirping forever.
It's a concern. It's a concern.
It is. Yes.
That's fair.
Well, then you wonder why there's only one battery in your remote too, because some baby boomer came in there and freaking stole it from you.
Yeah.
I've never heard this stereotype before that boomers steal batteries.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. Just because you can pocket a battery anywhere,
easy,
and nobody realizes.
I've definitely not stolen from someone else's home, but I'm out of double A's, but I need it for this thing, so I took one from somewhere else, and then when you need it again, you go back and you're like, and then
that's called self-cannibalization, and it is not healthy.
Yeah,
okay?
It's usually because I have a Switch controller that one is battery powered and the other two are just chargers. Yeah. And the battery powered one, I always kind of give myself a swirly on, where I'm like, God damn it, I needed it for the this remote over there.
That makes complete sense. Yeah, the only one thing that could go wrong is what goes wrong. That is just statistically exactly how things go.
It's the pacemaker batteries are the ones that are hard to steal.
I'm gonna reach into my chest cavity.
Yeah, you have to carry a scalpel, and then the person has to be sleeping soundly enough so you can do a scalpel thing.
Indiana Jones style, just rip it right out. Yeah. Hello, Cookie on board.
Hey there,
Cookie.
I would consider this a companion episode to our episode about what are we going to be like when we're retired. So this is less about the retirement and more about the aging gracefully part, which Jim has gotten spades, I think.
Yeah. Hey, Jim, I mentioned this in text. I'm like, you know what? I am so digging the beard. And also, you've lost some weight, sir. Good for you.
Yeah, I've lost about 80 pounds.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
And I got a little bit more to lose. And then they're going to give me hopefully get my knees and hips replaced.
Oh, it's going to be Robot Jim. He's out there like Robocop, just taking down pussy. I love it.
I'm going to do that as we can rebuild it. We have the technology.
I mean, listen, I think that's the
$6
one
million man, right?
Yeah, the $6 million man. The one great idea that I've always held dear to is that I'm hoping by the time I hit retirement, they're like, oh no, we're just going to give you a full robot body, and I'm like, well, it's about time. I can jump again. It'll be fantastic. We're getting closer. We're getting closer every year.
We're getting that way. We're getting closer.
I guess that would be a good place to start, as in what sort of things do you think will be available by the time that we're in a place where we need, I want to say items, body parts replaced or augmented or whatever. Because that's a big part of cyberpunk as a genre. Where it's a horrible corporate toxic landscape, but robot arms, cool. I like how Cody
they'll start giving you animal parts.
Come on, who doesn't need an extra arm? Maybe a tentacle. I mean, could you imagine if you had one finger was a really long tentacle you could grab stuff with from a high shelf? I feel like that would be beneficial. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I think we just need to watch the later seasons of Rick and Morty because that's a big part of Rick's character. Is he starts getting little. Augmentations that he puts on himself, and
I mean, in a perfect world, this is the whole thing. Have you guys watched the movie Upload or the TV show Upload? Okay, so the whole principle is that they essentially vaporize your head off in the process of downloading your brain, and then put you into a computer program, and you can live your retirement in there as long as you have enough money. It's very simple.
Okay.
The problem is the whole story goes on about with regards to the fact that people can edit your memories and emotions and things like that, which are like, that's the real problem. I'm like, I'm good from like nipples down, and I want to keep my wiener. Aside from that, I'm like, replace it all. I'm okay with that. Like, just I don't want anyone in my brain messing about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
like
too much.
That's also in Severance, the TV show,
Right.
where like you can split your personality in half, where one's at work and one's at not. But like, what is really going on? Because you never really find out for sure, because it's from their perspective. Great show.
Very.
But I imagine that like I would love in Upload, a thing that I've never seen, to like have the one guy with a weird fetish to
Oh yeah, that's there. That's definitely
they
there.
upload him to the like, okay, I'm gonna pay you $20 extra. Make sure that I'm in a furry suit the entire time or whatever.
Yeah.
You literally pay. So this is the weird part, is that like Jim, I'm sure you've experienced this. Every time that you meet new people, start new friendships, a new job, moving to a new area, you can always reinvent yourself. I have constantly been unable to do this. I am me, and literally, if I try, and within 10 minutes I start to get a headache, and I'm like, I can't do this. I just can't. I'm me. I can't do anything else. And it's this weird thing where like every time that you meet somebody, you could be a different person. There's nothing holding you back. So the idea that you could just switch things up, why not? That's why Severance, for me, I'm like, you'll be a totally different person because you only have half of your mind, half of your experiences. You're brand new. It's weird, right? That's why, like, the idea of number one, keeping your mental faculties as you get older, hugely important, because physical, that's whether you like it or not, things are going to change, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why I look at I studied theater arts in college, and I think that was actually a wise choice, because I can act my way out of anything. Well, not anything. I couldn't get myself out of jail, but I was trying to act like I was a guard. But they said, well, yeah, but you'd have a uniform if you were a guard. Oh, I didn't think of that. Yeah, and but yeah, no, it's kind of it's interesting, just the things I've done. Like, I rented a car one time and went up to Oregon to visit my mom, and the car had Texas license plates. So I just pretended like I was an eccentric Texan everywhere I went, and I had all my teeth then, so I didn't. I was able to speak better. But that's another weird thing about aging. When your teeth start falling out, you start like liking country western music. It's like really bizarre.
Interesting. So the presence of teeth makes it so that you don't like.
It's bizarre. Like, 'cause I used to like gangster rap. I used to sit around listening to gangster rap all the time. I say, yeah, fuck you, police, and stuff like that,
Absolutely.
And then all of a sudden I just started liking all these.
Way. Instead of being like, fuck the police, you were like, yeah, fuck you, police.
Yeah. 100%. Or when you get pulled over, it's a good idea to like listen to that. Like, NW, what do you think of this song here, officer? And then they'll take you to jail. But yeah, but it's fun to do.
It's life imitating art. I get it.
It is.
I haven't thought about that. Like you just have like a bootlicker playlist. So whenever the cops pull you over, you just start playing like whatever sort of songs they would like, and then maybe they're less likely to give you a ticket.
Well, that's what I thought with the voice. When you say something and then the song will play your Surrey, play me this song. And I always thought if you get pulled over, you said, "Fuck, it's the police," and then all of a sudden it would playing "Fuck the Police" by NWA, and then this is the policeman walking up to the car. That's just a scene I would like to put in one of my movies. I
feel like
dream movies.
That could only go good. You'd be like, "I'm sorry, officer, it's the radio. I have no idea how this thing works."
Yeah.
I mean, that only goes good if you're a white guy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Hey.
Privilege.
Or
yay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. It also works if you're normal size, because I get pulled over a lot and people are like, "What's up there?" you're an animal learning how to drive a car. And I'm like, I'm just a person. They're like, nope, you're too big for a person. That doesn't make sense.
I'm imagining like a bear, like a comically large bear learning to drive.
Like
Yeah,
you
it's one
start
of
with
those.
a tricycle. You start
Yeah.
with a tricycle and you move on to a bike, and then it's all that. Ruben, yes, we are live.
like you do.
Yeah,
Now-
I mean, it's
now-
Wait, I got
When
to
this
check
comes
because I
out
am
on
kind
the
of old.
podcast
Yeah, I'm
after
still alive. Yeah,
I'm still alive.
yeah, I got to check every once in a while because
I think
that's the thing about living here too. Because everybody's sitting around here waiting for somebody to die so they can get a better parking space. Because we have there's 400 people that live in this place, and they've only got like 100 parking spots.
Oh,
So I just got a
Now-
parking spot. Yeah, so pretty exciting.
forgive me if this is macabre, but like, is that like the day to day? Are you guys just like, well, Gary died, sweet, I get his parking spot, or like,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's the way it goes around here. But well, actually, a lady's having her 100th birthday today at 3:00.
wow,
So it's kind of
congrats.
yeah.
I
But
feel like
it
that
is-
would, sorry, that would go
Oh.
weird at the wake. Be like, hey, who's getting his parking spot? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, how long do you have to wait before you start debating? Like, is it rock paper scissors, or is there a list?
It's the Thunderdome. 2
Yeah,
geriatric
it's a-
enter, 1 geriatric leaves.
yeah, whoever calls the tow truck first, I think.
Hmm.
No,
Ruben, we're talking about aging with grace and flexibility, sir. It's very important.
it is. These are things. And then the other thing that's coming up in conversation a lot around here that I think is interesting is what they're going to do with you when you die. Are you going to get cremated, get it dumped in the ocean, or get composted? So
I mean, it's a valid question.
it is.
So I've had we buried my father, we buried my in-laws. My brother got cremated, and I actually held the box in my hands. And I'm telling, like, my experience, I'm like, that was a horrible feeling. It was the shittiest Like, I was like, this is bad. This is not a good thing. Like, do not, a lot of people, I know me and my wife talked about it, and we were suggesting, I was like, you know what? I don't want to be embalmed. I want to be buried with like a tree, into
Like
a
the thing where they
sapling
put you in
tree.
a little pod thing.
Yeah, that's
But I
the
want-
body. That's a composting one there.
But
Yeah.
what I want to do is I want to make sure I'm not embalmed or anything, so that when the tree grows, I can hand solo right out of the tree, like my face just trying to get out. I think, you'd have to like prop me up in certain ways, but I really feel like I could do it. I think it'll be good.
I love the idea that he's trying to go for like body horror for his
Yeah.
descendants. Like they
Scary
go
in
to
life, scary in death.
Yeah.
That's how I go.
They go to like pay their respects to Uncle Dino or Grandpa Dino or whoever it is, and then they're like, you see that? That's his face. He died 60 years ago, and he's still yeah.
Absolutely terrifying. Yeah.
What kind of tree would you want to be planted on top of you? Do you guys have any thoughts on that? Or
I don't know. Probably a weeping willow. Just because it's,
like
just because I like the name, or a dogwood, one of the two.
dog?
One of the, just a weird looking tree.
Yeah, I would love to. Okay, so there's a TV show I like called Ugly Americans that only lasted for a couple episodes or a couple seasons, and there's one episode where one of the characters goes to like a haunted house, like the house is alive, and he's trying to sell the house, like he's trying to put it on the market, and the house doesn't want to be lived in. So he's like talking to the house, like, and the guy's like, "You have no idea what it's like in here." People, all the things that people do in a house when they think they're alone, but he's sentient, so he can see everything. And then he like puts his drink down, and then the house throws a knife at him and goes, "Use a coaster, God damn it, that's teak." So like, I think that would be funny if like I'm a teak tree, and then it says that on the tree. Use a coaster, God damn it.
Yeah. There's so many options. It's a good idea. I never even considered
or jacaranda tree. A jacaranda tree
is good because it's my favorite color, purple, and I used to have one of those in the yard in the house I grew up in, and my mom's house now has a jacaranda tree. So like, it's a tree that's been around my entire life. I feel like that.
Yeah, those are pretty, but they sure make a lot of messes. That's what I like about them. The one thing is that But then when they're blooming purple, then people are going to think you're gay or something though. So they have my,
whatever.
but they do make a mess. So they are beautiful, but they make, so I kind
It's
of
a
like
graveyard. Who cares? Like,
Yeah.
whatever, fine.
Ruben says
that's
some sort of fruit tree for sure. Like
Oh, that would be
I'd probably
Yeah.
go old school and do an olive tree just because, why not?
That's very apropos. Definitely.
I mean, yeah.
Jim, have you given any thought to which path you would want to do? Or
Oh, composting now, because I've been doing some research on that, and then I wanted to get dumped out in the ocean because being Jewish, I don't want to be cremated because they don't. It's looked down upon by the rabbi. That's what he told me. So
I see.
And then and I got thinking about that. I go, I think I'd like to. And then I was watching this thing about composting, and then they put you in this like chamber, and then they put you out in the desert. And it's like less expensive too, because I ended up paying, like when my sister died, I ended up paying like $8,000 for her to be cremated and to have I go, that's just seemed like such a waste, but anyhow, it is what it is. But
imagine they bury you out in the desert to be composted, and you become a peyote cactus. I feel like
that's
Can you imagine? That'd be fantastic. I think that's the biggest thing is like everything that you do at a funeral and those kind of things. That's for the living. It's not for the benefit of.
Of course not. Yeah, it's like a first birthday party. It's not for the subject of the party.
Yeah, it's just an excuse to get drunk. That's fine. It's just a reasonable.
Yeah, that's but that's a big conversation around here. People sitting around in the dining facility, and they complain about everything. That's the other thing about getting old, is like I go, because we're kind of lucky. Although the room is only 10 foot by 10 foot.
Yeah,
so this is an old college dormitory, and then it's like we get 3 meals a day, and it's $1,000 a month, and it's like you can't beat that really in California,
No.
Yeah, it's that, and you didn't have to murder anybody. Amazing.
Yeah. Well, it kind of, for people that like being in jail, it kind of gives you that feeling of being in a. Although my jail cell when I was in jail was bigger than my apartment. Not
and no roommates, right?
And for what?
I didn't pay my spousal support, and then because when I went on disability.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't afford to pay my spousal support. My spousal support is $2,500 a month.
Jesus.
So, and then I go, I can't afford to pay you because I'm waiting for my. So then when I get my disability back check, I was like $40-something thousand that I got, and so my ex-wife says, well, you got to give me the whole $40,000, and then you still owe me another whatever it was I owed her. It takes a long time to get your disability straightened out.
Yeah.
So I said, well, how about if I give you $20,000, and then we'll get. And she, no, I want the whole amount right now. So I said, well, you know what? I'm not going to give you anything. And I stopped paying her. I didn't pay her anything, and then so she hired an attorney, and then I had spent the money on rent, and so anyhow, so like I'm in there, and then so I told the judge, I go, well, and the judge says, well, you were supposed to pay her this money, and I go, yeah, but I was waiting for my disability card, and she just didn't want to work with me, and so he goes, well, so he goes, do you have this time it gone up to 47,000, and then. So I said, well, I can give her like $200 because all my money goes to rent now. So then the judge says, well, you're supposed, I go, well, anyhow, so I ended up getting 59 days in jail for contempt of court.
Let's be honest, at $2,500 a month, it's easier to fake your own death, Jim. Let's be honest.
I know, but it is now. So now she's getting it's never sign a divorce decree without having an attorney look at it.
That is just factual. Yeah. Ruben asks, what do Jewish people believe happens after death? I believe it's nothing, correct?
I'm the worst Jew in the world, so go for it.
We wait for the in one of the prophets books, they're going to come back. We're going to come back and start a real movie company. We're going to come back. We're going to all show up in Hollywood.
It's the equivalent of like, I could have been a real star. And
we're going to bring back
ACL at the big game. I would have.
Yeah, we're all going to show up in Hollywood, and we're going to bring back Busby Berkeley musicals.
I mean, I feel like that's a better future than what we have right
That'd be
now.
pretty dope, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
That would be cool. And it's not, and then and then that's about it. That's the only thing I know of. No, I have one of the prophets talks about this all these people come back with their bones and stuff. And I'm not that smart when it comes to I don't remember what the verses are, but
That's fair.
I'm looking forward to the big Yom Kippur coming up here. We're gonna go, like the dancing around with the Torah and stuff like that. That's kind of exciting. That's a good thing about losing weight too, is I'm getting to the point now where I can actually hold the Torah up.
Hey, there you
I
go.
want to dance around with it.
I mean, that's one of the things that like I've been working on just in my weight loss journey and everything, is like I'm working on my flexibility. And it's just like you don't realize how inflexible you are until you try and stretch and you're like, ow, why does everything hurt? And then you're like, this is stuff I should have been doing every day for the last 40 years. And it's like, oh, youth is definitely bendy tendons and bones is wasted on the young. It is
It
one of those
is.
things. Yeah.
I've been trying to like do stretch in the morning, and then like earlier this week I had the cross country coach bring her team up to my classroom because it was my planning period, and it was raining. So she's like, "Can we just hang out in here?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." So we were talking. She's like, "Do you have any lotion?" I was like, "I don't." And she goes, "Why?" I'm like, "Because I drink a lot of water." And she's like, "No, dingus. Like, as you get older, like it doesn't matter how much water you drink, you're gonna start getting like wrinkles and stuff. I can already see crow's feet." And I was like, "Thanks. It's from being happy." And then she goes, "Yeah, but like just get like the basic ass like shea butter or
if you need it, why don't you just carry it around? Why are you asking me for it? Also, you're a man. You wrinkle with you. The best part of being a man is you don't have to moisturize, and people are like, "Wow, you look better," and you're like, "Yeah,
no,
I'm just aging like
I
wine."
agree with her. I'm not gonna carry lotion around per se, but like I can just keep it on a shelf in my classroom. It's not a big deal, or like on my bathroom sink. Who cares? Like,
man,
that doesn't bother me so much. But
they may kick you out of the man club.
Yeah.
They may what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They
the
kick you
first
out of the
question
man
on the man inspection is, "Oh, do you moisturize?" And you go, "Yeah, I got this." Boom, you're out. Just boom.
Yeah.
That's it.
Nah.
Done.
Black ball right away.
I will not have any of this toxic masculinity on my podcast. I think that if it's gonna be this way with like moisturization as I get older, maybe it is a good thing for me. Because like my mom, who she's in her early 70s, and she spent the entirety of like the 60s basically getting fried by the sun because she was like, "I'm a surfer. Sunscreen doesn't exist yet. Whatever, I want to surf." So every year she has to go to the doctor, and they have to fry the skin cancer off with a laser because of that. And seeing that growing up, I was like, I should probably just never go outside, and thus I didn't. That said, it's not perfect. I can already start seeing these like the frown lines and stuff. And
I mean, these right here, right there, this one, yeah. Hey, you know what? It's called a life well lived, sir. I explained that to my wife, Jim. I was like, she's like, "Oh, I don't want to get wrinkles," and I'm like, "You don't want people to know that you've had a happy life?" She's like, "Not at all. Not at all."
It's not about not getting wrinkles at all. It's like, okay, I have a very specific relationship with stress, which is if I get too much of it, my brain tries to kill me. Therefore, I try to deal with it in such a way where I can process it healthily and not just go. Now, the problem is that like I'm not very good at that, and that's why I'm in therapy for it. But it's probably a good thing to me not going outside very much and like trying to deal with my stress in a healthy way. That said, I also have a vitamin D deficiency, so you win some, you lose some.
Well, that's the thing with Americans have a huge vitamin D deficiency, and I think it has to do with people using sunscreen.
Yeah.
Really?
So every sunscreen, like not everyone, but the majority of sunscreen products that are on the market are also in lawsuits for carcinogens. Right? Like there are some serious issues with what people are like, "Yeah, you should do this for your skin." And you're like, Don't do that. It's really bad for you. There's like Victoria gets all of her stuff from Korea now because apparently Korean skincare products are like just top tier.
Those
Good
tariffs must be fucking insane. But also, Victoria, if you're listening, can you send me the link for that?
Because hey, in all honesty, the a lot of the stuff, like you start to find out that not only is it all under one conglomerate umbrella, but also not good stuff for you. Like it's kind of scary because, well, how many times, Jim, you've seen this before, is like the Coppertone baby. You're like, we lived and died by that. You're like, I'll make sure you put some sunscreen if you're going to the beach because sunscreen every hour. Oh, I don't use what's the skincare you use, Victoria? I don't know. It's some other Asian.
Some other Asian. You're going to get in an argument later, I bet.
Well, if you use like Crisco would be good because then you can kind of cook yourself too at the same time.
That's what Robert Redford did, and he got chicken skin. It's fantastic.
You know what's funny is like we used to. I did that as a prank in college. We, you put lard instead of sunscreen. Delicious. On the beach, or in this case, it was like an outdoor music festival. So one of my friends gets like the worst sunburn of his life. He's like, I was putting on sunscreen, and we're like, it's Crisco. Yeah. He's like, fuck you.
Cooked yourself.
I smell delicious, but also fuck you.
I need an answer from Victoria. Okay, Victoria, you don't use Korean skincare. Well, what is it that you buy?
I'm not in a rush here. Just at some point
I am. Answer me, woman. Jesus Christ.
Well, the Jodie Foster was the Coppertone baby. I wonder if that's what started John Hinckley's fascination with her. Yeah,
maybe. Hey,
John Hinckley, and he's like, "Wow, that 4-year-old's bare butt."
Yeah, and then he says, "I'm going to kill the president." I don't want to even say that nowadays. Like, I'm going to do something bad to the president, and then she'll like me. Then
and then she'll like.
It wasn't the taxi driver.
I mean, it's so weird. Augustine Bader. It's German. Okay. This is Augustine Bader.
Oh.
Whatever that means.
It's bitter. Okay.
Well, have you ever seen a German that looked like a Korean, though? I mean, unless if they're a German, like a person that married somebody from Korea.
Globalization is a real thing, Jim. He started his career in skincare, specializing in burn. Oh, so Augustine Bader specialized in burn victims. That's what his stuff is for.
Oh, okay. Well, but the Crisco makes burn victims. See, that's what these chemical companies do. Because have you ever thought about this? Like these chemical companies, they figure out a cure first for something.
Yeah.
And then what they do, is they go and they make.
That's insane. Probably just the tariffs. Yeah.
No.
I wonder if the tariffs. What are they going to do when they outlaw the tariffs? Who's going to get all that money that they paid for tariffs? Are they going to get these things? The people that paid them.
Tax, so it goes into like the United States government.
Yeah, but they're.
Oh yeah, because taxes. Oh, let's straighten him out, Jim. You and I will fix him. Yeah, Atlas. If you ever thought that all your taxes go to the benefit of the taxpayer, you have another thing coming to you, sir. Okay.
Most of it goes to the Defense Department, but I'm saying that like the money gained from the tariffs goes into like the U.S. government, and
disappears into a black budget somewhere.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what it
but let's say that they do outlaw the tariffs because they're supposed to use the Congress to do them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so what they do is they say, okay, well these tariffs are illegal. So there's going to be all this money that was raised. What's going to happen to that money? Is it going to go to one of Trump's? Yeah. Is it going to go to stay in the companies, or is it going to go back to the people that paid it?
Oh, it's definitely not going back to anyone.
Yeah, it's not going back to anyone. It's like people say, what if they found out the election was stolen? I'm like, okay, imagine if that did happen. Do you think they would then be like, sorry, Kamala Harris, sorry about that. You can go take your place. Fuck no. There's nothing you can really do about that.
That actually happened with Bush v. Gore, where it turned out that Gore actually won Florida, but he had, so
they didn't give him the presidency after that.
No, because he had already relinquished the
capitulated. As Harris did too. So that's why it's not. Yeah.
Listen, hey, I'll be honest with you. None of those candidates you guys have been voting for are any good. Okay, it doesn't matter which side, up, down, left, or right. Not one has been beneficial for quite some time. Okay, so
they're all on the side of their campaign donors.
Well, this is the inherent issue, right? Is that it's not just about because the role of politicians was supposed to be a representative for their constituents. And now it's my job just to get reelected. And you're like, that's not a job. That's ridiculous. That's not how you do things. But
okay. So we talked about skincare. We talked about death. I guess we're going like backwards. We're starting with death and moving backwards. What about things like exercise and your joints and things like that?
Oh, being in the pool was so nice. Ooh. That's what I spend in 2 hours. I'm up to 2 hours a day in the pool now.
Nice.
And
no wonder he's so
wrinkly. Yeah, and then that's what. Another thing about being wrinkly, being fat, is like the plastic surgery. Like when I lose more weight, they'll have a lot of extra skin to work with.
I mean, that's useful.
Did you?
You can just cut out the bad stuff and you can become a puzzle of good skin. Good.
Yeah, what they do is they cut in there and then they pull it and then they stretch it out. But I kind of like being all wrinkly because that's what I like. I like being all.
He's like, I have so much extra skin, I can be like a flying squirrel. I'm
planning on that. Yeah, I got to get the things put on my arms and I'm going to fly around.
And now normally how I fly, really like. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want to do the whole thing with the because normally I've always had this fantasy about filling myself up with helium and then flying and then pulling on the power lines, just going around, or the cable lines, and just kind of like, because you're not grounded, you can hold on to them because you're not touching the ground.
That's
and then
your voice and would be insane where you're like flying around doing like, I used to drive a bus, wee. Like,
yeah. Well, that's another thing we're talking about like acting skills, being a bus driver. And dealing with stressful situations, because being a bus driver is actually a stressful job.
Oh, yeah.
And I was having problems with it, and I went to this. I was going to therapy, and then my therapist was always fascinated with the weird stuff that would happen on the bus, and then she's telling me, she's going, what you need to do is just think you're watching a movie, and you're like disassociate yourself. And you'll find it quite entertaining. So I started doing this. So I said, I'm just imagining myself as being a third part, like I'm watching this happen on a TV show. And it made it real easy for me to deal with these stressful situations.
I can only picture Jim driving a bus. Everything's on fire, and he's like, la, 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 la,
no, this is a great film. Yes, great film. And then but you have to be the hero because you have to put yourself in the movie sometimes too. So you have to be the hero, and you have to be the nice person and all this kind of. So you just want to be like somebody you want to see. So, so it works unless if you're somebody that wants to be somebody that's evil or something. But I was in this improv class. I was taking this improv class, and this is another thing when I was driving the State Street Shuttle, which is this bus that just goes up and down State Street in Santa Barbara. And it's just it's a little tiny bus, and it doesn't have a door on it or anything. And so these people in my improv group, well, there was no actual physical door. So like when you pull up to the stop, there's just an open thing for a door. So you can't
like a trolley
keep anybody out. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So these improv people that I was in this class with, we decided to do guerrilla improv. And we had our 10 o'clock trip. We left from State and Sola at 10 o'clock in the morning. And we'd go down State Street. And then they would do is they take turns with describing somebody that went nuts at work. And then describe this. And then we picked this one guy, Justin. And so, oh man, we think he had a gun. And they kicked him out. And it's just like going off on this guy, how he's crazy. And then they describe him. And then he's waiting at a bus stop. And then all the other people on the bus are like, when he gets old, and then and people, you get off the bus. People that didn't know the situation.
I love it. Oh my God.
That was our guerrilla improv that we would do and stuff like that.
There are guys who will be on a phone arguing with somebody outside of a place and be like, yeah, you know what? You want to fight? Come out and meet me. And he looks at a guy beside him and goes, I'm wearing a white shirt and khaki shorts and I'm wearing sunglasses. And then the guy's like, hey, no, that's me. That's not you. And just starts freaking out. He's like, sorry. Just runs away. Guerrilla improv. I like it.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. We do a couple other things like that. And, back in the good old days.
Seeing my sister
Before
do it, because like my sister really got into improv these last few years, and that like I was a little bit jealous at first because it was like comedy was my thing,
Yeah.
and then she's like encroaching on my territory, and then I remember that I'm an adult and I don't have to worry about that so much.
Correct.
So she's like still enjoying herself, but like watching her and watching what's it called? Make Some Noise, the college humor show, makes me want to like give it more of a try, because I've always said that stand up and improv are like different
Not the
from
same.
each other.
They're
We're like,
very different.
Well, they're
yeah,
steak and mongoose, actually.
yeah. People tend to like lump them together, but improv is yes and stand up is no and here's why. And I feel like that would be good for teaching because there have been many a day where the kids are like, you know, either not doing something well enough or like having trouble, or the opposite where they speed through it too quickly and like, I didn't have anything planned after this. So that happened this last Friday where I was like, what am I doing? We have like half an hour left in class. Fuck it, we're playing categories.
I mean, listen, there's only a reasonable amount of reward. You'd be like, hey guys, so listen, we're gonna have a little fun time because it's Friday and we finish early. But if anyone walks in, we have to become serious and we got to talk politics or something.
Everybody knows that if admin walks in, you lock in. That's the yeah.
Otherwise, we're all never doing this again. We're all learning all the time, and it's gonna suck. Yeah. See, I'm. This is the whole thing is that if you're trying to become more versatile, I think improv is great, but at the same time, like they are distinctly different. Like people who laugh at improv are weird. They laugh at the weirdest times, and you're like, I don't understand what's happening right now. Because you're like in comedy, you're like, there are very specific times to laugh, and there are other places you can laugh, but we all know when to laugh. Whereas I've watched people in improv start laughing, and I'm like, there was nothing funny happened. I don't understand what's going on, and it freaks me out. I don't know.
I guess it just has to do with whoever's doing the thing. Jim, do you still do improv? Like,
no, not really. Just I was I'm more I like stand up.
Yeah, you know, that's because you're funny, Jim. You're actually funny. You don't have to worry about improv. You actually make people laugh.
And the whole thing about improv that bothers me is there's rules. And then you get some of these improv people are really into the rules of improv. And it's like, there should be no rules.
What are the rules besides yes and? I thought that was the one rule. That's it. Like, don't.
Well, and I think about my job with a lot of improv too. Like, this is another thing I think about, like doing the school bus, because we also have these little buses, these little battery powered buses would be our school buses too.
Yeah.
And I have this one where I had like kids would like, I was doing this bus like 3 days a week, and then there's another guy, and this other guy was kind of like a Nazi, and he made all the kids, but the kids were pretty cool actually, you know. And then. But what I discovered that they wanted to have something. They were trying to get attention, you know. So like, because they pull this thing, they always pull the cord, and they think it's funny to pull the cord, you know. So then I made it so one kid, this kid Arturo, he would be the only kid that could pull the cord. So if anybody needed the bus to stop, they'd have to ask Arturo to pull the cord for them.
Okay.
And that seemed to solve that problem. And then the other thing too is these kids would be like mouthing off and stuff. And so I'd come up to a stop sign, and I'd tell the one kid, I go, hey, is it the pedal on the right or the pedal on the left that makes the bus slow down? The kid's all like, what? I go, I don't remember. Is it the pedal over here that makes the bus speed up, and then the pedal over here to the left, does it make it slow down? And he's all, well, I don't know. Okay, so, but yeah, I think it's the one over here on the left. So then the kids, like, he started watching and then they started paying attention to the driving, you know, and I said, oh, okay, can you guys remind me of that when we come up to stop signs? It's like, okay, the pedal on the left makes the bus go slow, and the pedal on the right makes it go fast. And then they go, oh, okay, we can do that. And then they all started paying attention to the.
I mean,
I thought that was pretty funny.
They're now. If everyone doesn't see the right pedal, we're all gonna die. I mean, that's what.
Well, I didn't tell them that. I just say, hey, I can't remember. Is it the pedal on the right what was this saying?
Isn't
Isn't
improv more
improv
about quick
more?
wits? Yeah,
I don't know about that. I think you have to be a lot quicker witted doing stand up
I think
because,
so too. Like they
yeah,
both require a quick wit. I won't say they don't,
yeah,
but improv is more about keeping the conversation going, whereas but it's aimless. It can go anywhere.
yeah,
Whereas comedy is about streamlining it to a very specific place, right? And also nobody knowing where you're going except
yeah,
you. That's like it's there's quick wit involved in both, but there are different process or a different effect is required from both of them. But
yeah. I'm what they call a dimwit. So,
yeah, I'm
you
not
know, which I don't know where that fits in the whole wit or a half wit too. I've been called referred to as a half wit.
yeah, I mean I
Got
don't
those two things going for me.
I'm too in my head for me to bother with being quick-witted for a random purpose on a Tuesday. I'm like, oh no, that's I'm no way. I could barely
I
think
love
in the
the
morning.
idea of saying I'm an idiot because you're not worth my time.
That's
You are
correct.
not worth my wit or
Yeah.
my
Yes,
my quippiness.
100% factual. Yeah, that sounds completely accurate. I'll be honest with you. That's one of those things that I feel a lot of people need to understand. Is you're like, no.
Yeah.
It's the same idea with people who are like, oh, how do you argue with dumb people? You're like, oh, I just agree with them. They're like, that's not how you do it. You're like, you're absolutely right. Right?
Yeah, you're awesome.
You're absolutely right. And they're like, what? How dare you? You're like, how? What a piece of shit. It's the same thing when people are like, I really dislike you. You're like, I dislike me too sometimes. That's fine. We can be on both sides, both of us against me. No problem.
Not
I'm
everyone's
okay
gonna
with
like
that.
apples, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
I did want to ask a question about hair specifically because you both have gray hair and
How dare you?
Dino's bald. I'm balding, probably. And it's interesting talking to some of the other teachers where like another one, like one of my neighbors has like a full on Walton Goggins, like receding hairline and he pulls it off great. And then there's another teacher who like, we look a lot alike.
Yeah.
Like he's got the beard. The only difference is he wears glasses and I don't. And he's like, why don't you try like Rogaine or something to keep the hair that you have? And like, I guess I could, but seeing how I looked with a shaved head, knowing that that's an option, would you guys have done something like that, or are you just like cool with it? I also don't know what Jim's hair looks like.
Yeah, I always wear a hat. See, there's my hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See,
gotcha.
and then that way, and this way, people, it's kind of the old guy. It's the old guy uniform. You have to wear a hat.
Yeah.
So I don't get.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the old guy uniform. But yeah, no, I have a receding hairline.
That sort of like.
I like this. Yeah, I love this hat actually.
If you rosemary oil should help you stop receding at this point because you are still fairly young, Alice.
Mm-hmm.
But also too, like, so this is something I want people to understand. When Star Trek: The Next Generation came out, and Jean-Luc Picard, which was Patrick Stewart, he was the captain, and he was bald, and people were like, "It's the future. Why are there still bald people?" And you're like, that's the point. In the future, people realize that that's a stupid thing to judge people by. So when people are like, oh, you're bald, does that bother you? I'm like, why does it bother you? Because it's this idea that someone would judge me because I have less hair on top of my head. And especially when Jim and I can grow such majestic beards, it's a little bit ridiculous, right? So like that whole thing, like, do I wish I had my hair back? Yeah, I always had great hair. It fell out. Okay, this whatever. If anything, it's a little cooler up top and it makes life a little bit easier. I'll be honest with you. I can wear a toque. I can shave my hair. I don't need a haircut for like once every 3 weeks because I just get it down, shaved to a number 1, and I'm good to go. No problem. Like you can find pros and cons in any situation. I know people who have like ridiculously dense hair. A few of Victoria's friends are Armenian. The most thick, lush, dark hair you've ever seen in your life. And they're like, oh, it's so hot and problematic. And you're like, I just look at them and I go, how dare you? And they're like, no. And I'm like, because I would kill for their hair because it's beautiful. But I've never had that kind of hair. So it's like, yeah, but It's the same idea between women who with straight hair curl their hair, women with curly hair straighten their hair.
Straighten their
People
hair,
are never satisfied. Just embrace it and be like, whatever.
Yeah, I the back of my head has really thick hair. Like I just got it cut yesterday for like the heat was starting to drive me crazy. Like it was almost down to my shoulders. And but like I told him, like, fucking leave this shit alone, because this took the longest to grow back, the top here. Like if people want to see, go look at my TikToks from like when I first shaved my head, like October 2024 to now. There's like a distinct triangle area that just took its sweet time to grow back. Now it looks mostly fine, but yeah.
In all honesty, what you do is just grow the back really long and then flip it forward with like a scoop. No one will tell the difference.
Very, very Elvis-y of me. That's cool. And then the other thing I wanted to ask about was graying hair. So my dad went completely gray at like 40. And I found my first gray hair last year. I know it's coming. I'm cool with that. I don't think the color should really matter all that much. And you guys appear to agree with me, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, because it's and also men when men start changing their hair color, it doesn't, unless if you got like a really good person, it's gonna be obvious.
It's always obvious. Hey, I've seen two-tone beards and I'm like, bro, come on. Like it always looks weird. Like, hello to you.
Hello there.
I'm a young person. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And then you know what? Everybody gets old eventually. Yeah. Almost. Yeah. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's a movie with Michael Caine and I want to say Steve Martin. But Michael Caine, so his face looks older, but he's dyed his hair black. And it's so jarring because he doesn't have black hair in real life, let alone fake life. So you look at it and you're going, nobody believes that. None of that's real, right? So it's you have people who are like, I have jet black hair, and you're like, no, you don't. That is few and far between. So people who color it, like if you're gonna do something weird. Otherwise, the hell with it. Why does it matter? You're literally just adding expense for absolutely no reason. It's just a waste of money.
Mm-hmm. My wife and I are rewatching for, like we do every year, Gilmore Girls. And there's that character Taylor who kind of looks like Jim, actually, where he's got like a white beard and he's bald. And sorry, Jim.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. I enjoy being bald. That's why,
But about halfway through the series, he like gets a shitty toupee, and everyone's like, "Okay, sure, whatever." Like it's like a dark black toupee on top of his like graying and white beard and everything. That character is also kind of the punching bag because he's very annoying.
He is, but also grows a great beard.
Yeah. He does. Yeah.
So like,
having a beard too helps if you want to get Santa Claus jobs when you're a senior
totally
citizen. You need to get a part-time job,
and you can kind of like scrunch up the extra skin, Jim, for the belly.
Yeah, I can do that. Like, just go, and then the whole thing. Don't need a pillow. Yeah,
it's an origami belly.
Well, that's the whole thing too. With I wanted to create the character of Saturday Night Live, Hanukkah Harry. I don't know if you guys the old Saturday Night Live. Yeah, totally. That he would go around it was John Lovitz. He'd go around helping the Gentiles, with all their holidays, the Easter Bunny and the
Jesus.
One of my favorite Saturday Night Live.
A League of Their Own recently. He's great in that.
Yeah, he's actually a pretty good actor, and he when he had that comedy club at the Universal at the City Walk, he would hang out there a lot. And he was really, really open to open micers, which I thought was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a weird guy, but at the same time, you're kind of going like, I can't figure him out. Like I particularly loved him in Rat Race, where absolute tomfoolery and shenanigans, and it was hilarious because he really leans into it every time. And you're like,
I like how it's kind of a remake of It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, but like they do some cool stuff with it. I like it.
It's a funny movie. And there's a lot of see, that's the problem with a lot of comedy is that if you want to make it, you're like, okay, you're gonna have to start acting. You're like, I don't want to act. If you're like, you really have to, I'm like, I really don't want to. I just like making people laugh. That's it. It's all. I just it's a weird thing, but people are very intent on. You're like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that, and you're like, I'm not doing that. People are like, you should do slam poetry, and I'm like, how about not?
No.
That sounds
How
horrible.
about no? Yeah, comedians and poets are natural enemies because
Yeah.
any
Well,
coffee
I
shop
do
that
enjoy acting myself.
yeah.
I enjoy acting, and I
Yeah.
love like doing the character study. But I'm
Yeah.
so because of my size and stuff. I'm obviously typecast into anything I
Yes.
do. But,
Jim, I need to send you that character's welcome sketch where it's like the song from the musical that nobody likes.
okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jim, I have a question for you. Of all the things that are traditionally or assumed for old people, what's something that you're constantly fighting against?
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't know. It's I kind of accepted being an old person, and then it's because it's with age comes knowledge,
Hmm.
and
Right.
what kind of bothers me is that people don't really realize that, and especially with other older people, they tend to be stupid, you know. And yeah, and if I'm understanding, if I'm right answering your question, oh, thank you, Atlas. If you do the with these, so it's kind of like a stereotype where, and that bothers me is like people assume you're a grouchy old man when you're a grouchy old person, and and being here in Isla Vista, it's like there's us, this assisted living facility that used to be a college dorm, and we're surrounded by college dorms, and there's like 20,000 college students live in this little town here, 1 square mile, and there the baby boom generation has kind of let down the generations behind us with our greed, in my opinion. And so in a sense, I can see that these kids should be a little upset with us, and justifiably so and so that's what bothers me is just that the stereotypes of that, but it is deserved because there is a lot of old people that are just not, they don't think things out. They're not, and there's not a lot of critical thinkers that are old people, and I don't know where that came from. So.
No. So it's interesting that you would say that because I remember Victoria and I were in a queue lining up a store for to the cash, and two older people who were probably late 60s, early 70s, and they kind of pretended like they didn't know how a lineup worked, so they were just kind of like walking in between people getting forward, and I stood in their way, and I just looked at my wife and I was like, can you imagine being that old and pretending not to know how to line up just because you think you're more important? And both of them were like, oh, and then just walked to the back of the line. I'm like, what are you on about? Like, what are you out of your fucking mind? Like, it was so enraging for me, but I'm just like, no, I'm just going to call you up because I was raised very much, respect your elders. And I'm like, yeah, unless they're an idiot. And then I'm not, no, it's respect is earned. You get more of a benefit of a doubt if you're older. You say, okay, well, they're old. Let's be patient. And then you're like, oh, no, you're just an asshole. I'm not doing any of that shit.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, it's respect is something that should be earned. Yeah. And a lot of these people, they just want to be respected. And it's like when you're waiting to get your meals and stuff like that, the poor, you're standing in line waiting for these people, and then they're looking, well, I want this. They want to pick out it'll be like a bunch of sausage and stuff. And then it's like, they'll want to look, oh no, give me that other piece. So
yeah, and you're like,
they're freaking sausages.
Yeah, just calm down. If you wanted something specific, you should have paid more and went somewhere else. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you should have saved more money instead of living in this. That's all these freaking Trump supporters here too. That's the other thing that just blows me away. It's like I'm just kind of curious to see what happens when everybody's medical expenses get doubled, for the Medicare. But
that's gonna get sticky real quick.
Yeah, but it just blows me away how they are just always like, and how negative they are too. It's like you're still alive and you live in freaking Isla. You're in a inexpensive place and probably the third most expensive place to live in the country.
in the
And,
fourth largest economy in the world, and like
yes, yeah,
yeah,
we're pretty blessed to live here. And then they're like, oh yeah, California's so stupid. I go, well, what the heck? Why don't you go live in Montana or
yeah,
Missouri?
go
You
somewhere
know?
else. Bye, Felicia. Like
Yeah,
one
it
less
just
person
That's good.
renting or like driving up the rent.
yeah, and yeah, I go, she does have a better parking space than me, so I should talk her into moving.
Absolutely. Now we're talking, Jim. That's
At,
that's how
Yeah,
you scam them. You'd be like,
at,
you'd probably be happier somewhere
yeah.
else, like in
yeah,
Montana. Yeah.
At
yeah, in
at
Montana.
my old school, there was like it was one big building and there was an elevator. My classroom was on the first floor, but one of my friends who worked there, her husband got a job in Texas, so they had to move in the middle of the year. She had an elevator key, and I was like, can I have it?" I don't have it. Can I have it? And she's like, yeah, totally. And I was like, hell yeah, free elevator key for when I go visit the chem teacher, I guess. And
Yeah.
when I left the school myself, I gave it to the chem teacher because sometimes he's like trying to pull stuff up there for labs or whatever. But it was fun to be like, the person's on the way out, like, you don't want to give it back to admin, right? Give me the elevator key.
Never give back keys to admin. Let them
Oh yeah, I
chase.
still have my
Never.
bus.
Yeah.
I still have my bus keys
Absolutely.
for 3 different bus companies.
I mean, listen.
Wait, does that mean you can, in theory, go
Mhm.
find a bus from those bus companies and be like,
A lot of them use a universal key.
Yeah.
"Ah."
Yeah.
That's why military vehicles don't have keys; they just have buttons.
Yeah.
Same thing. You're like, yeah,
That's
you know why?
that's a
Because nobody
premise
wants
for
to.
a good movie. Yeah.
Nobody wants to lose the keys to the car when it comes to certain things. And you're just like, yeah, that's
Well, I worked with
a
this
horrible idea.
one of my coworkers at Greyhound. He rented a bus. He chartered a bus himself. Actually, he told his friends, and that he was just going to steal a bus and go to Las Vegas to get married. And what I thought was funny was because I was a supervisor, so I had to pretend like I had to come up to him and pretend like he stole the bus, and like and I say, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. But but I thought that was really funny. Is he convinced like 30 people that he was going to steal a bus. They rode with him all the way to Las Vegas.
We're all Thelma and Louise. We're all going over. You're like, yeah, that's fine.
Great movie. I think
Yeah.
a good way to end this episode is like, what do you think is going to be like the last burnout? Your last stand of youth. You think, whether it's happened already or not, but the sort of thing where it's like, I'm too old to be doing this. I'm doing it anyway.
Me, it's going to be hitting up open mics in Hollywood and stuff. That until I can't drive anymore.
I don't think you're.
I
ever
love going to
too-
the fourth wall. But yeah,
I never think you're too old for open mic.
I don't think so
probably.
either. Yeah.
And if anyone like, yeah, it's an open mic. There's always knowledge to be shared, right?
Yeah,
So,
look at someone like Dana Snow, right? R.I.P. But he was doing stand up into his 80s even.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, why not? Makes sense.
Pour one out for Mr. Snow, who we never got to have on this show, unfortunately. But he's one of the first people I met doing comedy in LA at the Unurban Cafe. But he was a nice dude.
Yeah, Marty Ross too. I think Marty Ross a lot too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Dino, how about you?
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I don't know when's going to be my last opportunity to do it, but I'm going to hold on for dear life for everything. Like I'm trying to adopt a youthful viewpoint of things to keep me young by acting like a child for every new experience and just being like, okay, whatever.
That's how you learn languages, even.
Yeah. So it's the idea of try and getting like I overthink things too much to the point where it's a little bit neurotic. So me knowing the outcome of a certain situation kind of removes all of the surprise. So I'm kind of trying to stop listening to my logical brain and just kind of going, okay, whatever. Just because I'm like, you know what? I've survived this long. Whatever comes up, I'll figure it out. I'm not too worried about it. To the point where people are like, oh, that's really heavy. I'm like, I'm really strong. Solution. That's really small. I can put a small person in there. Solution. Like there's always something. So it's kind of trying to remain innocent, I think, or regain my innocence has been one of those things. So I don't know that it will, ever stop. But yeah, like also like as soon as you stop doing stuff, you stop doing stuff. And that's a bigger problem. Like Jim, you going swimming every day for a couple hours, that is peak fucking retirement. Like that is top tier business.
Oh yeah.
Right? And I think like that's the one thing. Like right now we're trying to arrange a trip to go see my mom in Florida, and she's like, the water's still warm, you can go swimming. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna do that. Just because like, yeah, swimming's awesome. And also
you can also wrestle alligators too. You're big enough to wrestle the alligator.
I could take a small one, not a big one, but I'll bite it back. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about it.
I think I'm gonna stand up is one thing, like Jim was saying, but I think I'm gonna keep singing and keep doing karaoke way too long. Like I'm gonna be in my 60s in retirement going to fucking karaoke bars, and I love singing. It's very fun.
We have karaoke here at the Friendship Manor.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'll have to let you know. You come up here on third Wednesday of every month.
What sort of songs are people singing usually?
All kinds of them. There's a lot of people that were like deadheads and stuff that live here too. Like, awesome. And then we have a retired music professor that lives here.
Awesome.
And we have and then we have a Steinway piano.
Oh, cool.
Honestly, I'm waiting for an old person just to start singing "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time." I mean, that was just top tier business. I
always want to do "Date Rape," the "Date Rape" song by Sublime. I always thought that would be fun to do, but then again, not politically correct these days.
At the same time, Jim, just drop a little NWA. Police. That's fine.
Fuck the police. My old person voice.
Hey, you police. Fuck you. That's. I mean, every old person has said that too. Like, what are you, the law? Fuck you. Like, that's cool.
And that's the best way to be using your retirement, I think.
I feel like
the itsy bitsy or what's those songs? How much is that doggy in the window? I heard that one last Wednesday. And I go, and I'm in my pool listening to the pool swimming, and I'm listening to this, and I go, that's how much is that little doggy in the window? Oh, I haven't heard that song for a long time.
Wow. There's I remember watching Who's Line when I was a kid, and there was like nursery rhymes for sex toys, and then it's like, how much is that dildo in the wind? Stupid. Jim, thank you so much for coming.
Hey, well, thank you, gentlemen. It's always a pleasure doing. And then we got to get you up here to one of our shows in Santa Barbara. I don't book the shows, so I'm gonna.
I'm willing to drive up there, so please.
Okay, I know that because you drove up to that one in Santa. I don't do the one in Santa Paula anymore, but
bummer.
We're at the harbor on the Santa Barbara Harbor on Saturday nights now, and another place called the Red Piano on Thursdays.
Cool. Where can people find and follow you and all that stuff? There?
Facebook or Instagram. Facebook and Instagram. That's
at Jim Eaton or something else?
Jim Eaton. I think it's Jim 805 or something on Instagram.
Okay. All right.
And I still can't figure all that stuff out, or at least I pretend I can. And then that way, when I get in trouble for threatening the president or something, then I can. Oh, I had no idea that was no.
Exactly.
I couldn't even say that at all. Sorry. That was
it's how you get a young girlfriend. You just be like, I don't know how to use this. Can you help me by putting in your number?
Oh, I'm not going to have a young girlfriend again. My last young girlfriend ended up I'm sticking with anybody my age now. So
anybody who was there when Kennedy got assassinated, that counts. That's,
anybody. Yeah. That's
the boomer thing, right? Like we were.
Yeah, that's the boomer thing.
Yeah, where generations are shaped by experiences. That's it for the boomers.
I was
assassinated.
I was a 4-year-old with a rifle and the diapers on the Zapruder film. No, I just that's funnier when I was thinking about it.
We mentioned diapers a lot this episode. You can find us at Generation Dan wherever.
That's our new sponsor here. Now that we're doing our sponsor here is Insure and Depends.
Yeah, a diaper for every season.
Yes.
You can find me at
From
Atlas
campers
Novack,
to depends.
wherever fine social. He's gonna kill me. Wherever fine social medias are found. I do mostly sketches about like being a teacher or musical stuff. Or you can also check out my other show, Nexus at Night, which is about the trading card game Card Fight Vanguard. If that's not your bag, I completely understand. That's Friday night, 7 p.m. Pacific. How about you, Dino?
I'm Dino the Genetic Marvel, and you can find me right here at Dino the Genetic Marvel all over the interwebs. And yeah, I'm just posting about my life and shenanigans and things I do. I have a new cooking show that's out. It's called Bits and Bites. It's with Kelly Zemnekis. We released our first pilot episode. I am working on fixing the audio for everything, and that is in process, but things are happening, and the future is being shaped right here in front of you. So I would check out my YouTube channel. And I'm also doing a lot of cooking on a daily basis. So things are happening. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your mortal enemies. Let me know who they are. I will roast them on my shows happily.
Yay.
All right. Bye, folks.
Thank you, guys.